If you have a stack of resumes and you've done a ton of interviews, how do you know this person is better than this person? What's the essential that you're looking for when you're hiring somebody to make sure you have the right staff member in place?
Well, if you have done a ton of interviews and you don't know who the right person is, then you don't know how to interview. The second factor is you need somebody with a good aptitude. There's just confusion that a lot of staff have is they don't duplicate your orders and execute exactly what you ask them to do. It's very typical. And that can be revealed in about 3 minutes on a test that I can provide for the viewers and teach them how to do this. It's not hard. Second thing is, how anxious are your patients to come back? Once they come, how much are they really a part of your practice? Are they a patient that's going to be participating in the practice? And you can spend a lot of your time back in the exam room doing a terrific job, and if they got mishandled by the check-in gal and they got mishandled by the optician or mishandled by the person that as they're leaving rings up the sale or whatever, now you've really created for yourself maybe even bad word of mouth, despite how good you do in the exam room. So it's really vital that you get on top of these staff issues. So how to interview staff? You need to write out with some precision exactly what the person's job description is. What are you hiring somebody to do? The second thing you need to write out with some precision is, what is your philosophy of practice? What do you need them to back up and be part of? What do you want somebody to really support? And you need to have somebody really zero in on how they fit in that. And that's where we have 9 questions that we ask once we get people to read what is the job, what's the company all about, what is the practice philosophy. Now there are 9 questions that you can ask, and when you get toward the end of that, a lot of times people will just disqualify themselves and say, you know, this is probably not the right opportunity for me, and so you don't even have to throw people out. A lot of times they'll just reveal right there that, nope, this is not the right one for me because I'm just a little too dishonest, or I a little too much of a BS artist, or something like that.
You wouldn't want those people on your staff anyway.
That's
then.
right.
Wow. So how do they have the time to really vet out these interviews and spend enough time with each potential staff member to make sure that they have the right face and the right person to interact with their clients? Where do they find the time for this?
Well, this aptitude test I mentioned is a prime example of how they can do it. There are a lot of different ways, much more than I have time to talk about today. But one of those ways is this aptitude test takes somewhere between 2 and 4 minutes to administer. It's a time test, and it measures how accurately they follow instructions. It measures, are they accident prone? Something that might be useful to know. It measures how quickly they can work and should work, and routinely. It just does a lot to measure the kinds of things that you want to know. And that test alone is going to eliminate 2/3 of the people that you would otherwise even interview. And that can be administered by any of the staff in 2 minutes.